There comes a moment in every life when silence becomes the loudest teacher. A moment when comfort fades and truth stands naked in front of you, demanding an answer. Who are you? Not who the world believes you are, not what the labels or opinions have written about you, but who you decide to become when there's no spotlight, no applause, no validation. That's the real test, because anyone can talk about greatness. Anyone can dream about success, but very few are willing to live the kind of life that success demands. Success isn't a product of luck. It's a result of discipline. It's the quiet commitment to excellence when no one's watching. It's the decision to show up even when every part of you wants to give up. It's the voice inside that says, get up, keep going, don't stop. The truth is, into power. It's the reason some rise while others fall. It's the habit of doing what must be done, even when the feeling to do it is long gone. We live in a world that glorifies comfort, where convenience is worshiped and patience is forgotten. People chase instant gratification, quick wins, easy routes, but discipline doesn't live in the comfort zone. It lives in the grind. It grows in the moments of resistance, in the pain of repetition, in the sweat of consistency. Discipline is what separates the talkers from the doers, the dreamers from the achievers. You don't need the world's approval to become great. You just need to keep your promises to yourself. Every time you say, "I will," and you follow through, you build trust with your own soul. And that trust becomes unshakable. It's not about how loud you shout your goals. It's about how faithfully you work on them when no one's watching. That's where true power is born. Discipline is the art of showing up, not once, not sometimes, but every single day. It's setting the alarm earlier than you want to. It's choosing effort over excuses. It's walking the hard path when the easy one is right there. It's realizing that success doesn't belong to the lucky. It belongs to the relentless. Greatness is never built on emotions. It's built on decisions. Your feelings will tell you to quit. Your feelings will say, it's okay to take a day off, or you deserve a break. But discipline whispers something different. It whispers, keep moving. It doesn't scream. It doesn't beg. It leads quietly, persistently, and powerfully. Every person who has ever achieved something meaningful has faced that crossroad, to give into weakness or to rise with discipline. The path of discipline is lonely at times. It's exhausting. It doesn't always offer rewards right away, but what it builds inside you is priceless. A will that cannot be broken, a focus that cannot be shaken, a spirit that refuses to bow. Discipline teaches patience. It has humility. It teaches endurance. It transforms frustration into fuel. When the body feels tired, discipline keeps the soul alive. When the world doubts you, discipline keeps you believing. When success feels far away, discipline reminds you that progress is still being made, inch by inch, moment by moment. The reality is this: life doesn't give you what you want. It gives you what you're willing to work for. It gives you what you're willing to sacrifice for. Every victory has a price, and that price is discipline. Every dream has a cost, and that cost is effort. So ask yourself, what are you willing to do when nobody's watching? Are you willing to stay late? Are you willing to wake up early? Are you willing to push through pain, fatigue, and doubt? Because discipline doesn't come from motivation, it comes from commitment. Motivation gets you started, but discipline keeps you going. And when you choose discipline, something extraordinary happens. You begin to respect yourself. You begin to trust your strength. You stop chasing validation and start building value. You understand that true success isn't about winning once. It's about earning it over and over again through consistency, through effort, through dedication. This is the truth. Greatness doesn't happen in one grand moment. It's built in 1,000 quiet ones. In the early mornings, in the late nights, in the small choices that no one else sees. Discipline is the foundation of every great life. It's the key that unlocks your potential, the bridge between dreams and reality. So stand in front of that mirror and ask yourself your true potential. Discipline is what separates average from exceptional, ordinary from extraordinary, temporary success from lasting legacy. Remember this: when you commit to discipline, you commit to growth, you commit to mastery, you commit to becoming the person you were always meant to be. Because in the end, success doesn't come to the most talented. It comes to the most disciplined. Greatness is not inherited. It is earned. It is not granted by chance. It is forged through choice. Every individual who has ever stood at the top of their field, every person who has ever achieved something remarkable has built their success on one unshakable foundation: discipline. Discipline is the blueprint of greatness. It is the bridge between your intentions and your results. It is the structure that holds your dreams steady when everything else around you begins to shake. Without discipline, even the most passionate ambition collapses under the weight of inconsistency. But with it, even the most impossible goals become achievable. Talent can impress people for a moment, but discipline commands respect for a lifetime. Because talent fades when effort disappears. Talent without discipline is wasted potential. It's a spark without fuel. But discipline turns that spark into a flame, and that flame into a fire that cannot be extinguished. Every great achievement begins with a decision: the decision to commit, to sacrifice, to persist. That decision must be made not once, but every single day. Because discipline is not something you do occasionally, it's something you become. It's not about perfection, it's about persistence. It's not about how fast you reach the goal, it's about how long you're willing to keep climbing when the road gets hard. Greatness doesn't come from doing extraordinary things once. It comes from doing ordinary things with extraordinary consistency. It's waking up early, even when your body aches. It's studying longer, training harder, focusing deeper. It's refusing to cut corners, refusing to make excuses, refusing to settle for good enough. Discipline doesn't seek shortcuts. It builds strength through struggle. The foundation of greatness is built in silence. It's laid in the unseen hours, in the quiet repetitions, in the relentless practice that no one applauds. Discipline is doing the right thing, the hard thing, especially when there's no reward in sight. It's choosing progress over pride, responsibility over comfort, growth over ease. There's a certain beauty in discipline, a beauty in structure, in self-control, in delayed gratification. It teaches you that real power lies not in doing what you want, but in doing what must be done. It transforms chaos into clarity. It brings order to ambition. It gives direction to desire. Many people start strong, fueled by excitement and motivation. But when the energy fades, when challenges arise, they fall back into old habits. Why? Because they never built a foundation of discipline. Motivation is temporary. It's a spark that lights the fire. But discipline is the wood that keeps it burning when the wind starts to blow. Discipline is a promise you make to yourself that no matter how long it takes, no matter how hard it gets, you will not quit. It's the difference between wishing and working, between dreaming and doing, between hoping and achieving. When you live with discipline, you stop chasing feelings and start building results. You cannot control how talented you are. You cannot control how fast opportunities come. But you can always control your effort, your focus, your habits. And those are the true measures of greatness. Because discipline doesn't require gifts. It requires grit. It doesn't need luck. It demands loyalty. It doesn't rely on emotion. It relies on execution. Every moment of discipline adds a brick to your foundation. Every time you choose to follow through instead of giving up, you strengthen that base. And when the storms of life come, and boom, your foundation will not crack. Because it's been built with consistency, patience, and perseverance. The world doesn't reward the ones who start. It rewards the ones who finish. The finishers are those who keep going when the excitement is gone, who stay committed when no one's cheering, who push through fatigue, doubt, and fear. They understand that discipline is not punishment, it's the pathway to freedom. Because discipline gives you control over your future. It frees you from the trap of procrastination. It liberates you from regret. It gives you peace, knowing that you are giving your best effort every single day. There is no greater satisfaction than the quiet pride of knowing you stay true to your commitment. When you live with discipline, you become a builder of habits, of strength, of destiny. You no longer live by chance. You live by choice. You no longer hope for success. You prepare for it. And preparation always meets opportunity. That is the foundation of greatness. Not luck, not comfort, not temporary motivation, but the daily decision to rise above weakness, to act with intention, and to give your absolute best, especially when it's hard. Discipline turns potential into progress. It transforms your dreams into goals, your goals into actions, and your actions into achievements. It doesn't make the journey easier, it makes you stronger, and that strength, built brick by brick through discipline, is what greatness truly stands on. So if you want to rise, if you want to achieve, if you want to build something that lasts, build it on discipline. Because every empire, every legacy, every victory begins the same way, with one choice: the choice to be disciplined today, tomorrow, and every day after that. The greatest battle you will ever fight is not against the world, it's against yourself. It's not the competition, not the critics, not the challenges outside you. The real war happens inside your mind, in the silence between your thoughts and the T, inching between what you feel and what you know must be done. Every day you wake up to two voices. One whispers comfort, telling you to rest a little longer, to take it easy, to wait until tomorrow. The other demands discipline. It pushes you to rise, to act, to give more. That conflict is where greatness is decided. It's not about the strength of your body, it's about the strength of your will. The enemy within doesn't shout, it persuades. It convinces you that you've done enough, that progress can wait, that effort can be postponed. It's subtle, patient, and persuasive. It knows your weaknesses and speaks in the language of excuses. And if you listen long enough, it wins, because the mind can talk you out of the very thing that would change your life. But discipline is the warrior that stands guard at the gate of your mind. It refuses to be fooled by comfort. It doesn't argue, it acts. It understands that victory is not about feelings, it's about choices. The moment you decide to add G or the easy path and walk the hard one, you've already defeated the weaker version of yourself. This battle is not fought once, it's fought daily. Every sunrise brings a new test, a new challenge, a new temptation to drift away from your goals. Discipline is the armor that protects your purpose from being destroyed by doubt. Because the truth is, most people lose the battle long before they even begin. They surrender to laziness, fear, distraction, and comfort. They choose what feels good now over what feels right later. But discipline demands a higher standard. It doesn't negotiate with weakness. It doesn't seek approval. It doesn't ask for motivation. It just does. It moves forward with clarity, with conviction, with a deep, unshakable belief that consistent effort will always win in the end. When you live by discipline, you stop fighting for attention and start fighting for progress. You stop chasing comfort and start chasing growth. You stop giving into emotions and start listening to your purpose. Because emotions lie, they change with the weather. But discipline is stable, it's rooted in commitment. It stays firm when your feelings fall apart. The battle within isn't about defeating your past, it's about mastering your present. It's about taking control of your thoughts before they control you. It's about silencing the noise of self-doubt and replacing it with the voice of determination. Every time you win that small internal fight, every time you choose effort over ease, you build strength that no external obstacle can break. There will be moments when you feel weak, moments when the road seems endless, moments when progress feels invisible. That's when the inner war intensifies. That's when the old version of you, the one that settles, that procrastinates, that gives up, tries to pull you back. But that's also when the disciplined version of you begins to rise. You must understand this truth. No one escapes the battle within. Every achiever, every leader, very champion has faced it. The difference is they didn't run from it, they confronted it. They learned that fear, doubt, fatigue are not signs of failure, they are signals of growth. Discipline doesn't eliminate struggle, it teaches you how to endure it. Winning the inner battle doesn't happen overnight. It's built through repetition, through choosing the harder road when no one expects it, through staying late when you could leave early, through saying no to distractions when everyone else says yes. It's through these small victories that you build a mindset of resilience. And when your mind becomes strong, nothing can break you. Not failure, not fatigue, not rejection. Because discipline doesn't depend on outcomes. It depends on effort. Even when the results don't show, even when the progress feels slow, the disciplined mind keeps going. It trusts the process, knowing that consistency always conquers. The truth is, you will never find peace until you win the war within. Because as long as you're at war with yourself, you will sabotage your own success. The lack of discipline creates regret, and regret is the heaviest burden to carry. But discipline creates freedom. The freedom to live without guilt, to grow without limits, to succeed without compromise. You are your greatest enemy, but also your greatest ally. Inside you lives both the weakness that wants to quit and the strength that refuses to surrender. The question is, which one will you feed? The battle within will never disappear, but you can master it. You can train your mind to obey your goals, not your impulses. You can condition yourself to act with purpose, not emotion. You can replace doubt with action and fear with faith. Every victory begins in the mind. Every success is born from discipline. So when that inner voice of weakness starts to whisper again, remember this: it has no power unless you give it permission. Stand firm, take control, and fight the battle within, not once, but every single day. Because the moment you conquer yourself, nothing outside of you can ever defeat you. Pain. The word alone makes most people turn away. It's uncomfortable. It's heavy. It's something we're taught to avoid. But pain is not the enemy. It's the beginning of transformation. It's the signal that something is shifting, something is growing, something powerful is being born inside you. Pain is not meant to break you. It's meant to build you. Every journey toward greatness is marked by pain, not because the path is cruel, but because the process demands strength. You cannot evolve by staying comfortable. You cannot reach higher by staying where you are. Pain is the fire that refines you, stripping away weakness, fear, and doubt until all that remains is the truest version of who you are. The difference between those who succeed and those who stop is not that one feels pain and the other doesn't. Both do. The difference lies in how they respond to it. The undisciplined run from it. The disciplined embrace it. They understand that pain is part of the price of progress. They understand that every ache, every setback, every obstacle is shaping them into something greater. Pain is life's most honest teacher. It doesn't flatter. It doesn't lie. It reveals what you're made of. It exposes your limits, and then it dares you to rise beyond them. The moment you stop fearing pain and start respecting it, you become unstoppable, because now pain is no longer a threat. It's a guide. You see, pain and purpose are inseparable. You cannot find one without walking through the other. Purpose gives your pain meaning. It reminds you why you're fighting, why you're sacrificing, why you're pushing forward when quitting would be easier. When your purpose is strong enough, the pain becomes bearable. It becomes fuel. It becomes proof that you're alive, that you're fighting for something that matters. There's a deep truth hidden in the struggle. Progress is born through resistance, just like skulls grow by tearing and rebuilding stronger. Your character grows through the trials that challenge you the most. Every hardship refines your discipline. Every disappointment strengthens your patience. Every failure expands your resilience. Most people see pain as punishment. The disciplined see it as preparation. They understand that pain is not there to destroy them. It's there to prepare them for what's coming. It's there to remind them that nothing worth achieving will ever come easy. The higher the goal, the greater the grind. The greater the vision, the heavier the weight. But the weight is not there to crush you. It's there to strengthen you. Progress doesn't happen in the comfort zone. Comfort is where dreams die quietly. Growth begins the moment comfort ends. Discipline teaches you to lean into discomfort, to stop waiting for perfect conditions and start working with what you have. Every drop of sweat, every sleepless night, every step forward when the world tells you to stop. That's progress, even when it doesn't look like it. Pain sharpens your focus. It strips away distractions. When you're in pain, you stop chasing the meaningless and start valuing what truly matters. Pain humbles you. It teaches gratitude. It teaches perspective. It teaches appreciation for every small victory along the way. Because when you've been through the struggle, even the smallest progress feels like triumph. And make no mistake, pain changes you. But how it changes you is your choice. It can either make you bitter or make you better. It can harden your heart or strengthen your spirit. It can break you down, or it can break you open to a higher level of discipline and determination. The power is in how you respond. You must learn to see pain not as something to escape, but as something to understand. Because inside pain lies purpose, and inside purpose lies progress. When you realize that every hardship is an opportunity to grow, you stop resisting and start rising. You stop asking for why me and start saying, try me. Progress doesn't always shout. It doesn't always show immediate results. Sometimes it's invisible, happening quietly inside you. The lessons learned, the patience gained, the mental strength built through every difficult moment, that's progress. True growth is not always visible to the world, but you'll feel it deep inside your spirit. Discipline is what allows you to keep moving through pain. It keeps you grounded when the storm hits. It reminds you that suffering is temporary, but quitting is forever. The pain you feel today will become the power you carry tomorrow. It's the same pain that will give you empathy, wisdom, and strength to lead, to inspire, to endure. You can't have progress without pain, and you can't have purpose without sacrifice. But those who stay disciplined through it all are the ones who rise above, because they understand that pain doesn't signal defeat, it signals growth. So when pain comes, and it will, don't run. Don't hide, don't retreat. Stand tall and face it. Let it teach you. Let it strengthen you. Let it shape you into the kind of person capable of handling the greatness you're destined for. Pain will test your patience. It will test your will. It will test your commitment. But if you keep your purpose close and your discipline strong, that same pain will one day be the reason you succeed. Because behind every success story is a person who refused to let pain stop them. They turned their suffering into strength, their struggle into strategy, and their setbacks into stepping stones. Remember, this pain is temporary, but the power it gives you lasts forever. Embrace it, learn from it, and use it. Because every moment of pain brings you one step closer to your purpose, and every step closer to your purpose is progress. Discipline gives you strength, but consistency gives you power. Power to endure, power to progress, power to build a life that doesn't crumble under pressure. Because no matter how talented, inspired, or determined you are, if you cannot stay consistent, you will never see what you're truly capable of. Consistency is the silent force that separates those who achieve from those who only dream. It's not glamorous. It's not loud. It doesn't beg for attention. It's the quiet repetition of effort day after day, even when no one notices. It's doing what needs to be done. Not once, not twice, but relentlessly. Anyone can start. Starting is easy, but it's staying the course that makes the difference. The path to greatness is not defined by bursts of motivation. It's defined by sustained commitment, because consistency doesn't ask how you feel much. Small steps, small gains, quiet effort. But over time, those small acts accumulate. They compound. They create momentum. And that momentum transforms your entire life. The problem is that most people quit too soon. They start with passion, but end with excuses. They expect results overnight and lose faith when progress doesn't come fast enough. But the truth is, success was never meant to be instant. Growth was never meant to be easy. Consistency demands patience, the kind of patience that endures the silence, that persists through boredom, that continues even when nothing seems to change. Consistency is not about perfection. It's about persistence. It's about getting up one more time than you fall. It's about continuing to move forward, no matter how slow the progress may seem. The greatest transformations don't come from intensity. They come from consistency. A small step repeated every day will always outperform a giant leap taken once. Think about it. Every master was once a beginner who refused to quit. Every expert started from zero. What separated them from the rest wasn't natural ability. It was the refusal to stop showing up. Day after day, they practiced. Each slide begins. Stay consistent, and you'll never lose control. There will be days when progress feels invisible, when you question if the effort is even worth it. Those are the most important days. the days that define your character. Because consistency is not proven when everything goes right. It's proven when nothing seems to go your way. It's in those moments that you decide whether your commitment is real or conditional. When you choose consistency, you choose mastery. You choose to value progress over perfection, process over speed, long-term vision over instant gratification. You understand that great things take time and you're willing to give that time. That's where the real magic happens. Because every day of consistency multiplies your strength, deepens your skill, and sharpens your focus. Consistency doesn't just change what you achieve, it changes who you become. It teaches patience. It builds resilience. It replaces doubt with confidence. It turns hard work into habit and habit into excellence. It becomes part of your identity. You stop trying to be disciplined, you simply are. You stop forcing effort, you live it naturally. When you make consistency your foundation, everything else aligns. Your goals gain structure, meant fades. And when you look back one day, you'll realize that your greatness wasn't built in a single moment of inspiration. It was built in the thousands of ordinary days when you simply refused to quit. Consistency is the proof of commitment. It's the rhythm of discipline. It's the heartbeat of success. Protect it, honor it, live by it. Because when you are consistent, you become unstoppable. And when you are unstoppable, greatness is no longer a dream. It's your destiny. Discipline demands everything. It takes your time, your energy, your comfort, and your excuses. It stretches your limits and tests your patience. It challenges your will when the world feels heavy. But in the end, it gives you something far greater than what it takes. It gives you freedom. It gives you pride. It gives you power. The true reward of discipline is not the trophy, not the applause, not the spotlight. Those are temporary. The real reward lies deep within. The inner strength that comes from knowing you earned every inch of your progress. That satisfaction cannot be bought, borrowed, or handed to you. It must be built, earned, fought for. Discipline gives you control over your destiny. It removes luck from the equation. When you live with discipline, you no longer wait for the perfect opportunity. You create it. You no longer hope that life goes your way. You make sure it does. Because discipline is not just about doing the work. It's about taking ownership of your life. Every sacrifice you make, every moment you choose effort over ease, every time you say no to distractions, you're shaping yourself into someone powerful, someone reliable, someone unshakable. The world may not see your grind, but it will feel your results. Discipline doesn't announce itself with noise. It reveals itself through achievement. And that's the beauty of it. The disciplined don't need to prove their worth. They live it. They don't need to chase validation. They already have self-respect. They understand that the real victory is not winning once, it's winning daily. It's conquering the inner resistance again and again until perseverance becomes their nature. The reward of discipline is the ability to trust yourself completely, to know that you will follow through no matter what. That kind of confidence cannot be fake. It's built through consistency and sacrifice. It's built through those nights when you stayed committed, when you could have given up but didn't. That's when strength is forged. There's a deep peace that comes from knowing you've done the work. It's not loud. It's not flashy. It's quiet. It's steady. It's the peace that allows you to walk through life with your head high, knowing you've earned your progress. You no longer rely on hope. You rely on proof, the proof of your own effort. Discipline rewards you with mastery, not just mastery over your craft, but mastery over yourself. You begin to realize that the hardest person to lead, the hardest person to control is you. And you learn to master that person, to command your mind, your habits, your emotions. Nothing external can defeat you. The reward is freedom. Freedom from regret, freedom from chaos, freedom from the weakness that once held you back. Because discipline builds structure, and structure creates peace. The more disciplined you become, the simpler life becomes. You stop wasting time on things that don't matter. You stop chasing comfort. You start choosing growth. You start focusing on what truly moves you forward. The reward is pride, pure, unshakable pride. Not arrogance, not ego, but the deep sense of fulfillment that comes from knowing you gave your best, from knowing you stayed true to your word, from realizing that the person you become is stronger, wiser, and more resilient than the one who started. Discipline also brings respect, first from yourself, than from the world, because people recognize commitment. They recognize integrity. They recognize consistency. They see it in how you walk, how you talk, how you work. And even if they never say it, they know you're different. They know you're built from something rare. But the greatest reward of discipline is transformation. You begin to see life differently. Challenges no longer scare you, they motivate you. Obstacles no longer stop you, they sharpen you. You stop running from difficulty and start welcoming it. Because you've learned that the harder the path, the greater the growth. The disciplined know a truth that others overlook. Success is not about arriving, it's about becoming. The person you become through discipline is worth more than any title, any money, any recognition. Because the world can take away the reward, but it can never take away the strength you earn to achieve it. And make no mistake, discipline will test you before it rewards you. It will strip you down, push you to your limits, and demand your best. But those who endure the test receive something far greater than comfort. They receive ELA, really, purpose, peace, power. When you live with discipline long enough, you realize that success is not a destination. It's a lifestyle. It's the quiet satisfaction of knowing you're improving, growing, becoming more. It's the daily victory of doing what's necessary, not what's easy. That is the reward of discipline. The transformation of the mind, the strengthening of the soul, and the liberation from everything that once controlled you. So remember this, the pain of discipline is temporary, but the pride of discipline lasts forever. The reward doesn't come instantly, but it comes inevitably. It comes the moment you realize that you don't need motivation. You are motivation. That you don't need inspiration. You are the example. Discipline gives you the power to look at your reflection and see more than potential. You see proof that you were strong enough, focused enough, consistent enough. And in that moment, you'll understand the greatest truth of all: the reward was never the goal. It was the person you became on the way to reaching it.